Hi Sagittarius, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you a tarot reading for your next 48 hours. Thank you so much for joining me. Do keep in mind that this is general, so just take what resonates. But I do want to thank you in advance for liking this video, leaving me a comment or several down below, and subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. And do keep in mind, of course, this is meant to pertain to the following 48-hour period for you, beginning around when you were guided or drawn to this video, not just following when I post it. But let's begin from the wisdom deck. A little bit of annoyance coming into play, I feel I need to say. Do channel one's energy towards what feels productive, but I feel as if even when I say that to you, you may think something's productive when it's not, right? Over stressing needs to be cut out. Over analyzing needs to be cut out. Overthinking is not an option in the next 48. Please and thank you. Okay, didn't mean to say that last part, but I do feel as if there's a bit of a star quality about you in the next 48, and I feel like you're thinking about other people in that high honored kind of light as well with the Fates card. I do feel like you're thinking about what's destined, what's meant to come to be, being reminded of what's meant to succeed or just transform moving forward. I do feel as if a child's coming into play. Okay, that's coming through. Certain messages will light up your world. Certain videos, pictures, stuff of that nature, social media coming into play. I do feel as if it's the next 48 where you're just enamored by certain memories, people, places, situations, making the best and just feeling quite proud and of other people and occurrences, successes. But I do feel like there's concern underneath the surface, right? It's more obvious to those you're communicating with, right? Whether it's through the gateway to your soul, your eyes, or whether it's due to the context of what you're typing or even saying, once again, even your energy. I just feel like there's people who are energetically connected to you where they just are hoping that you're not overstressing. I feel the need to say that. But again, going back, I feel as if there's a child you're going to be pushed to recognize. If it's not in the next 48, it's moving forward. They are very special. They are very, very special in ways that you are going to be shocked to discover moving forward. Anyways, and that may make you think about somebody else in your life, but I do feel as if there's a push to notice at certain moments or in certain, weird moments or certain times in the next 48, bear with me, that you're very much in touch with your feminine side. There's a push to beautify oneself. However you want to put that, I just feel as if your self-care needs to take a focus, right? Checking oneself out in the mirror for the better, for the worse will take place. I do feel you are going to be very self-critical is what I'm hearing, okay? But also critical of others, a bit judgmental, but very helpful and advising all the meanwhile. I just feel like you mean well, even if people can't remember that in the moment or just grasp that from your wording. I do feel as if there's a push to think twice before you speak or just reconsider your wording, but don't overthink all the meanwhile, okay? Now, I do feel as if there's a reminder in the next 48 that you deserve a nap, okay? You deserve a chance to rest. You may feel like there's just no chance to rest, or you can't afford to stop, but I do feel like it's chances to rest that will remind you of something or multiple somethings very that are very important, okay? That was horrible wording, but we're going to continue to pull from the silver deck. For Sagittarius. Yeah, thank you, Spirit. My face is shiny. The Hierophant and the Ace of Swords. You're being reminded of something that hasn't changed recently that needs an adjusting in one way, shape, or form. But I feel like for some of you, it's this stubborn vibe about you at certain points where Spirit's pointing out or somebody's pointing out something that needs to be adjusted or changed, and you just don't want things to be moved around or adjusted, or you just are not wanting things to be switched up in one way, shape, or form, kind of liking the comfort of the expected or the comfort of what is or what has been, right? And I do feel like there's a beauty in the comfort of what you've created and developed and what you can expect in as far as things aren't changing. But there's going to be a push in certain ways, and you need to do your best to accept it. That it's for the better moving forward, that things can and should be switched up in certain ways, even if they're in small ways. But don't be surprised if underneath it all you feel the need to move slowly. I feel this is connected, okay? The Knight of Pentacles and the Time for a Nap card. Yeah, with the Six of Cups as well, I do feel as if you're very focused on memories, right? Kodak moments is what I'm getting. You're going to be very reminiscent, if you will. The Three of Pentacles, because I do feel as if you're gaining a lot of attention. If you say you choose to text somebody or you choose to respond to social media, your responses are just that conversation, okay, it's a hit, right? Or just it cracks a laugh, or people are really paying attention to your mannerisms, your jokes, your pictures, content, you name it. If you post on social media, that's very much, they're saying attentive, very much noticed. I do feel like people are noticing somebody else in your life as well, and that's taking a highlight. You're paying attention to details in regards to other people. I do sense that that won't be heavily spoken upon. I mean, you may feel very outspoken at certain points, but for the most part, it's a very observant vibe about your energy where it's hard not to notice. It's like, what are you doing? And that may tie into the judgmental aspects of your energy and your ways in the next 48. I just can't help but smile is what I'm hearing. I just can't help but smile. And I really feel like, again, somebody you're tied to energetically, family, friends, a lover, you name it, they're doing well or they're just thriving in a moment, and that's going to improve your energy. It's going to improve your energy. And so remember that as much as that can affect you in that sense, you can affect that person or other people in that sense, in that way. The number 33 coming into play, look up that angel number, meaning there is a message for you. There's a level of being noticed for what needs to be celebrated, but I don't feel you will celebrate it. Why is that? Give yourself a chance to enjoy what you've succeeded at. It feels like you know a ton, and that's being noticed as well. People are acknowledging that you're very knowledgeable, and I just feel like they're saying know-it-all, but I'm also a fire sign. You know, we do tend to bask in the glory of our knowledge at times, right? But keep it humble is now what I'm getting. The Page of Cups, sorry, I really didn't like that moment now that I'm getting a flashback of it. I do feel like there's an emotional reset at a certain point in the next 48, however that comes through for you. And there may be an offer to hang out with a friend or to maybe through a level of socializing or just a level of help coming through. I should have shown you the Page of Cups. And it just feels not up to your standards, or it just feels, you feel intuitively like you should decline it. I do feel like there's a level of disgust as well at times in the next 48 where it's not you trying to feel as if or give off the vibe that you're above people, but it's just like you almost want people to get their shit together, right? Or you just feel like somebody needs help. Yeah, I just feel like you're burnt out. Nine of Wands. There is a bit of a defensive nature about you that could come to the surface. I do feel like there's a reminder that you've been through a ton, even if you put it out of your mind or just discard it to the point where you just keep moving forward. It's this point where you're going to need to be one with the fact that you do need to heal to a certain extent. Period. Okay? Period. I'm hearing the swirls of your mind. Interesting. That may be tied to your spirituality. And on the topic of spirituality and just even in general, I feel as if you're being reminded I'm hearing restful vibes. You're being reminded you're protected in the midst of your personal endeavors and a change that you foresee coming in the future. I do sense that you know something's going to come to an end, or you know something's going to come to begin, or both, but you worry about how that change up is going to affect your finances or your family, your friends. your overall well-being. And I do feel like you're being reminded that if this change is definitely meant to happen, it's for your benefit. It's for your loved one's benefit, even potentially. But I do sense that there's a need to remember in moments where you're so driven, right? Or so motivated to get certain things done around the house or certain things done around the work situation, environment, that you're being pushed to remember that resting is going to help you in the next set of tasks that you wrap oneself up in, or obligations, okay? Because I do feel like there's a push to move forward, a lot of movement in the next 48 in certain ways, but to not discard your emotions, but not sit in them for too long. Does that make sense? Recognize that that's a chance to heal, to improve upon one's current state. But again, don't sit in things, whether it's thoughts, emotions, concerns. But I do feel like there's abundance flowing in the next 48 gifts, right? Offers to assist. But it feels like you more so feel inclined to be the one giving or assisting, right? But you're being given back in certain ways and viewed in a very, again, knowledgeable light. And that's deserved. It's deserved, okay? Things are truly working in your favor in the next 48, but take care of oneself. Take care of your health. And again, rest. I can't stress that enough. Keywording, don't stress it, all right? So I hope this was truly helpful. I am sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy the next 48, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Sag.